guys. So, I recently saw a CNN clip where they were covering the whole thing about Gaza kind of from start to finish. And what I mean by start to finish, they gave kind of the background, which I was surprised about, of, how Jews were pulled out of Gaza in 2005 in Gush Katif. And how basically this led to, kind of long story short, this led to this conflict now, and how, apparently in Israel there's this growing voice, collective voice of people, of extreme right-wing people who want to go back to, Gush Katif, who want Israel to take back Gush Katif. And they showed, I was surprised, they even showed, one of the top musicians, I think it was, what's his name, Manan Ben Ari, singing about going back to Gush Katif. Clearly, the guy, it's a Sephardi singer. Interesting how they don't mention that part, how, like, basically, why would Sephardic and Mizrahi Jews want to defeat Arabs? Why would they want to do that? I don't know, it's just strange. Can't figure that one out. But, so they're showing, like, all these politicians in Israel, so-called right-wing politicians who want to go back to Gush Katif, and how it represents them, still a, kind of a minority voice in the country. Folks, this is like, I'm going to say this one time and once and for all. The majority of Israelis, the overwhelming majority of Israelis want to take back Gaza. Want the state of Israel to take back Gaza. They want Jews to go and build homes in Gaza. The soldiers, there's enough soldiers, at least 50% want to take back Gaza. They made it known, abundantly known. Bibi openly says that he hasn't revealed his plans for Gaza going forward in terms of when we win the war, assuming we'll win it sooner or later. But one thing he said, that we have he said this, we have no plans to rule over Gaza. Honestly, guys, a lot of people say that he's a liar. And you know what? In the recent years, I've tended to agree with people that call Bibi a liar. And in this case, I actually hope he is lying. When Bibi says, we have no plans to rule Gaza, to take back Gaza and rule, I hope he is lying through his teeth. Because we have to do it, folks. Because the majority of Israelis want it. It's not an extremist faction or some growing extremist voice in the Knesset or wherever. It is the majority of Israelis who want to take back Gaza. Not just Gush Katif, one small part of it, the entirety of Gaza. And of course they had an interview with some leftist Israeli guy on the CNN clip. Is that this is tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Folks, ethnic cleansing is what we did, not we, what the wretched government of Israel did in 2005 to its own people. What it's been doing in settlements, certain places, not settlements, towns in Judea and Samaria. That is ethnic cleansing. That is ethnic cleansing. When you are removing people who are, let's say 75 or 80 or 90% of them are basically complicit with your enemy, with your sworn enemy. You're basically removing your enemy from your midst. That is not ethnic cleansing, folks. That is a military operation to remove an enemy. Where that enemy goes, they should be happy that we even care. That we've made it partially our responsibility where that enemy goes. Technically speaking, folks, if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't give a damn where we go. In fact, where they want us to go is to the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea and any other ocean that's around the world. If they're Jews in the diaspora, they want them to swim in the Atlantic and the Pacific, and if a Jew is in Israel, they want them swimming in the Mediterranean. Folks, they don't care, but they want us to care about them. I mean, you say, well, Tzvi, you can't just say, oh, if they didn't care, you can't do that. You can't have that mentality. Folks, They should be happy that we're telling them, dropping leaflets and telling them to vacate the places that we are about to bomb the smithereens. They should be happy. That should be their what's called Dayenu moment. You know, guys, you ever heard Dayenu from the Seder? That should be enough for them. They should say, "Thank you, Jews, Dayenu, for allowing us to move from northern Gaza to southern Gaza to get out of harm's way. Thank you for not incinerating us like America incinerated people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Thank you very much, you Hasidic people, children of Abraham, just like us, but all the more so children of Abraham." Folks, Gaza belongs to the Jewish people. The majority of people in Israel, citizens of Israel, want to take Gaza back, want to move to Gaza and build in Gaza. Folks, we have greenhouses there, we have all kinds of industry there, economic, what have you, tourism, okay? We gave it to these guys when we left, and we thought that they were going to develop it. Folks, you know what they did? They destroyed it. They came in like literally a beast, a demon beast would, and they destroyed it. There's like photo evidence of this, folks. They obliterated it. They obliterated the buildings, the synagogues. They obliterated everything. The strawberry fields, greenhouses, all the greenhouses, all the farmland. They destroyed it, folks. And then they're complaining that there's no food. It's an open-air prison. Meanwhile, we send them food. The government sends them food by trucks and trucks and trucks and trucks. And meanwhile, by the way, Egypt built a wall. And if anybody comes over, or a fence, they get shot on sight. Folks, Egypt shoots these people on sight. That's why they don't even dare cross into the Sinai anymore. They get shot. The only ones that get to leave, so to speak, are the ones that get work permits in Israel. Folks, what kind of a genocide and or open air prison allows guys to come in to work, not as slave labor, as paid workers? Folks, some people I know personally have allowed these guys, these Gaza guys, to live on their property and work on their property. That's some genocide, folks. That's some open-air prison. That's some ethnic cleansing, if you ask me. You know, if anything, we might just be the dumbest nation on earth for doing that. And, you know, these guys that were allowed, some of these guys that worked on these kibbutzim, had the whole layout of the kibbutz and provided intelligence to their Hamas friends. Folks, that's genocide on our part? You must be joking. And the people who are against Israel, well, of course you should give them at least that. You know, it's their land. It's their land. You're occupying them. You should give them work permits. Folks, get it through your thick skull. These people came there during the Islamic conquest. It's our land. When the Jewish people rule over Israel, everyone has rights. When they don't, the only ones that have rights are usually the people that are ruling. Whether it's the Ottomans, the British, the Muslim caliphates. Those are the only ones that have real rights. Everybody else is second class. Everybody else is a dhimmi. Everybody else is garbage. Okay, folks? So, it's not extremist right-wing fringe to say that this is our land. It's not. It's the majority of Israelis. It's the majority of the army. It's probably even our weird prime minister. Again, I hope he's lying. I hope he's lying when he says we don't plan on ruling Gaza. In fact, I know he's lying. I know he's lying. He is lying. He's a liar. And in this case, he's also a liar. It works in our favor. Folks, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Anyway, Zat Hashem, you know, still waiting, you know, right, this week's Parsha is Bo, so, you know, next week's Parsha is the one with the sea splitting, and, you know, maybe something will happen during the Parsha, as opposed to us having to wait for Purim, or Pesach, or Passover. Or maybe we'll just get like a little bit of a hint of what's gonna happen, you know? Even if it's a hint, like I said, you know? Even if we get some kind of a hint, a glimmer of hope next week, dayenu. You know? Parshas B'Shalach, when the sea splits, dayenu. Even if we get that, it's dayenu, totally dayenu. Enough, that'll be enough. Alright guys, talk to you soon.